Shonagrishi. So the thing here to know is like in the previous verse it says that you just discuss about this topic if you think that it is allowing us to relate it to Lord Krishna. This topic should be related to, otherwise there is no need to discuss more on this. But if it is related to Lord Krishna, please describe it. But normally the lives of Parikshit Maharaj and his activities, because he's a devotee, so there is a chance of Krishna Katha coming there. So that's what is the intention there. So this verse comes after that, where it describes that how the devotees are always looking for topics related to Krishna. Always, they don't want to waste any time. So let's recite this verse. So first I will do, and then you can just recite after me, and then we will do volunteer recitation as we do. So let's start. अथवा अस्य पदाम्भोज
अथवास्य पदाम्भोज
मकरन्दलिहां सताम्
मकरन्दविहांसताम्
हिमन्यैरसद् अल्पायैर्
किमन्यैरसदाये
आयुषो यद् असद्वयः
आयुषो यदसद्व्ययः
अथवास्य पदाम्भोज
अथवास्य पदाम्भोज
मकरन्दलिहां सताम्
मकरन्दविहांसताम्
अन्यैरसद् अल्पायैर्
किमन्यैरसदाये
आयुषो यद् असद्व्ययः.
आयुषो यदसद्व्ययः.
Now we see the recitation from volunteering.
हरे कृष्ण.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
अथवास्य पदाम्भोज
अथवा
मकरन्दलिहांसताम्
मकरन्दलिहांसताम्
किमन्यैरसद् आलपैर् आयुषो यद्सद्व्ययः.
आयुषो यदसद्व्ययः.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु. अथवास्य पदाम्बोजः
अथवास्य पदाम्बोजः
मकरन्दलिहांसताम्
मकरन्दलिहांसताम्
किमन्यैरसद् आल्पार
किमन्यैरसदल्पाय
आयुषो यद् असद्व्ययः.
आयुषो यद् असद्व्ययः.
हरे कृष्ण.
Hare Krishna. One more recitation.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु. अथवास्य पदाम्बोज
अथवास्य पदाम्बोजः
मकरन्दलिहांसताम्
मकरन्दलिहांसताम्
किम् अनैरसद् अल्पायैर्
किम् अन्यैरसदल्पायैर्
आयुषो यद् असद्व्ययः.
आयुषो यद् असद्व्ययः.
कृष्ण.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So here it says Athava Asya, which continues from the previous verse. Like he asked about why this thing happened, and if this is related, why Kali was not punished. Why Kali was not killed and just only punished for his act. What he did, he was actually trying to because there was a bull who is just standing on one leg, and he is trying to also sever that other leg. So he came as a form of a Shudra. So he was just punished. As a king, he should have killed. So that's the question that Sonagrashi asked, that why he is not being killed. And if you think that this would relate us to know about topics of Lord Krishna, then please let us know. So that's why I say, otherwise After that, Asya, of his Lord Krishna's Padambhoja, lotus feet, Makarandaliham. So Padambhoja Makarandaliham. So lotus feet, Makaranda is the honey or very nectar. Liham, to lick the honey from such a lotus flower, because lotus feet is like a lotus flower. That's satam, of those who are to exist eternally. So now we would discuss this later on. Kimanyai, what is the use of anything else? Asat, illusory. Alapaihi. So any alap we do or talking we do, what is the point of doing that? Because it says ayushaha, of the duration of life, yet that which is asadvaya, unnecessary waste of life. So whatever ayusha we are living, or duration of life we are living, without the topics of discussing of Lord topics related to Lord Krishna or his devotees, then our all those time are wasted. That's what is mentioning here. Sonakrishi is saying. So let's read the translation.
The devotees of the Lord are accustomed to licking up the honey available from the lotus feet of the Lord. What is the use of topics which simply waste one's valuable life? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So that is the gist in the translation. So let's read the purport.
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Krishna. Go ahead, Prabhuji.
Yeah, we can read in paragraphs. So first paragraph and go in paragraphs.
Thank you, Mataji. Lord Krishna and his devotees are both on the transcendental plane. Therefore, the topics of Lord Krishna, of his pure devotees, are equally good. The battle of Kurukshetra is full of politics and diplomacy, but because the topics are related with Lord Krishna, the Bhagavad Gita is therefore adored all over the world. There is no need to eradicate politics, economics, sociology, etc., which are mundane to the mundaners. To a pure devotee who is actually related with the Lord, such mundane things are transcendental if dovetailed with the Lord or with his pure devotees. We have heard and talked about the activities of Pandavas, and now we are dealing with the topics of Maharaj Parikshit. But because all these topics are related to the Lord Krishna, they're all transcendental, and pure devotees have great interest in hearing them. We have already discussed this matter in connection with the prayers of Bhishma Deva. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. So in the first part of this purport, Prabhupada is bringing a giving a very important statement that Lord Krishna and his devotees are both on the transcendental plane. We cannot think them on the mundane plane. So that's when he tells later on about Pandavas and Parikshit Maharaj. They are the devotees of the Lord, and Lord Krishna is directly linked to them. So that's why even their activities are considered transcendental. So then Srila Prabhupada says that the battle of Kurukshetra is full of politics, diplomacy. Everything is there. Politics, diplomacy, economic, sociology, all those things are there. But because it is related to Lord Krishna, that's why it is being adored all over the world. And second thing is that is transcendental. That is not mundane. So that's what it is saying. So this is a very important statement. Prabhupada says, to a pure devotee who is actually related with the Lord, such mundane things are transcendental. Like all these mundane things, like for example, politics, economics, sociology, if they are dovetailed with the Lord or with his pure devotees, if we can dovetail all our activities, like remembering the Lord and or his with his pure devotees, then those activities are also on the same transcendental plane. So that's what here Prabhupada says in this last few lines, that we have heard about Pandavas and how they were in the previous chapters, and about Maharaj Parikshit, and even the prayers of Bhishma Deva. So let's read the second paragraph.
Our duration of life is not very long, and there is no certainty of when we shall be ordered to leave everything for the next stage. Thus, it is our duty to see that not a moment of our life is wasted in topics which are not related with the Lord Krishna. Any topic, however pleasant, is not worth hearing if it is devoid of its relation to Krishna.
So again, it says that we don't know how much, like we are not sure about our life. But it's even though we know that how much we normally live, it's not very long. So there is no certainty when we shall be ordered to leave. So that's why there is a wise person or a person, a devotee, always wants to engage in all the activities related to Lord Krishna because we don't know which time would be a last time. So that's why he's saying, however pleasant it would be. Normally, what happens? Other things, apart from Krishna consciousness, sometimes it attracts us so much. Because of our conditioning, we get attracted to those topics very easily, and that is very natural to happen. But if we do our sadhana like sadhu, like three important things, we are doing sadhu, shastra, and guru. So these three components, if we are touching there like every day, we are meditating on them, then there is a chance of there is a very little chance of being going into um, however pleasant topic it would be. It would not taste as good as Krishna Katha or something, but this will come with practice. This is a work in progress, as we say. So let's read the next paragraph.
The spiritual planet Goloka Vrindavan, the eternal abode of Lord Krishna, is shaped like the oil of the lotus flower. Even when the Lord descends to any one of the mundane planets, he does so by manifesting his own abode as it is. Thus, his feet remain always on the same big roll of the lotus flower. His feet are also as beautiful as the lotus flower. Therefore, it is said that Lord Krishna has lotus feet.
Hari Hari. So here, Prabhupada again describes how Lord's feet are called lotus feet, why it is. It's like when we talk about Golok Vrindavan, maybe when Mataji discussed about different topics, so she might have talked about Golok Vrindavan, and where actually it's the whole of flower where Krishna is sitting at the center. So whenever he comes, like it is like the lotus flower. That's why it's in the Goloka Vrindavan is in the form of a lotus, and there are. I think we can share the picture once after this class how that looks to have an understanding. So so he whenever he comes to this material world, any place he goes, he comes with the entire dham. He never comes with his dham, that is his abode, his paraphernalia, all those things he comes with his. So it says that his feet is always on that lotus, big lotus flower. And if we meditate on his feet are so soft and so nice. And I think lotus feet, Ujjwala Mataji gave a very nice um, discussion was there, so you can see about that. That's so beautiful. So it is said that Lord Krishna has lotus feet, so that's how it is mentioned here. So why, that's why all the devotees wants to get lick the honey from the lotus feet of the Lord, this verse says. So let's read the last paragraph.
A living being is eternal by constitution. He is, so to speak, in the whirlpool of birth and death due to his contact with material energy. Freed from such material energy, a living entity is liberated and is eligible to return home back to Godhead. Those who want to live forever without changing their material bodies should not waste valuable time with topics other than those relating to Lord Krishna and his devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mata.
Thank
So
you.
here it's here it says living being is eternal by constitution, because we are part and parcels of the Lord. That's why we are also eternal as Lord. He is, so to speak, in the whirlpool of. So why we lose our thing, even though we have a superior, we are superior because we are part of the superior, but we are entangled um, by the illusory energy of the Lord, by three modes of material nature. So that's why we go through the birth and death. So freed from that such material, whoever has like the Nitya Siddha souls, freed from such material energies, living entity is liberated. So once he is freed, he is liberated and is eligible. Now there is a eligibility to return home back to Godhead. Now here a very important statement here. I was also when I was reading it, those who want to live forever without changing their material bodies. Normally, when we think about living forever, it is actually the spirit soul changes one body from the next body from the next body, and then finally when he attains the devotional aspect, he can go back to Godhead. But he's saying those who want to live forever without changing their material bodies. So it can be understood in the context of the next verse which is coming. So I'll explain that one. I should not waste valuable time. It tells in the next verse is that some people desiring an eternal life escape death by inviting the controller of death, Yamaraj, for hearing Krishna Katha. And this particular junction where all these sages of Namisharanya are there, they have already invited Yamaraj there to hear about the Krishna Katha. So Yamaraj has been invited for the sacrifice, and as long as he is present here, no one shall die who are under his living beings who are under his grip should take advantage by hearing deathless nectar of Krishna's pastime. So this is one way of understanding it, and the second way is that it is eternal. When the Nitya Siddha soul, when a devotee becomes a Nitya Siddha, it means he is freed of such material energy. He is totally spiritualized. Then he he need not go through the birth and death, go back to Godhead. So no more bodies there. So that's why it's saying should not waste valuable time with topics other than those related to Lord Krishna and his devotees. So if one want to remain always like not dying or always there, then one should always think discuss topics relating to Lord Krishna and devotees. So this is, and the take home is that devotees of the Lord are accustomed to always thinking about Lord, about topics related to Lord, because that would enrich their devotional activity in their heart, and then they could purify themselves and get realized and go back to Godhead. Yeah. So, any questions, corrections, discussions, realizations, whatever is.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you. If I may go first before I forget what
Yeah.
I wanted to say. First of all, I was just feeling very happy, Prabhu. I mean, the fact that we have the sandwich program, Harinam in the morning, Harikada in the evening. So hoping that whatever is in between will be seva. So I'm very thankful for all of your association. I get to hear some Harikatha in the evenings. Kunti Maharani singing Shrinvanti Gayanti Abhikshana Hasvanti Nandanti Tavaihitam Janaha Tayeva Pashyanti Achirena Tavakam Bhava Pravaho Paramam Padambujam there too, actually. So as you were all reciting the sloka, for me, I just recall that shloka where you get so much ananda in hearing the recitation of the slokas when others are also speaking Harikatha. That's one thing. Second thing is Srila Prabhupada's purport where he said, that's why not a single moment should be wasted without speaking Krishna Katha. And that reminded me of, not a single moment. This sentence comes again and again. And Srila Narottama also, when he sings the bhajans, Prardhana karoye sada, not a single moment. Nityam Bhagavat sevaya, Kirtaniya sada hari. That continuity part, that is like, why is it not there in my life? Just because it's not my priority. As simple and as blunt it can be, just because it's not my priority. If only it would be my priority, then I would look for the ways and means where, all these acharyas are saying that it has to be sada, not a single moment like that. So uh, this is a reminder for me. And one more thing again from Srila Narottam Das Thakur. As you were reading, Prabhu, when a devotee becomes a Nitya Siddha, then he will not be affected by the material modes. Those were sounding very nectarian as you were saying it. Srila Narottama says, whatever you aspire for will go in your japa. Whatever goes in your japa, that's what you will become. So the directions are given, instructions are given, and how continuous it should be is also said. Then what is it stopping me? So those are just my words of reflection. I had to say it loud so I can wake up myself. I will pause here, but I thought I will just mention one more thing, Prabhu, since this is regarding Krishna Katha. What other topics do we have other than speaking about Krishna? If there are other topics to be spoken, then how should it be spoken? So it has some utility. And Bhagavad Gita says the austerity of speech, that it has to be from Shastra, it has to be beneficial, truthful, and pleasing. So either speech has to be this, if I have to make regular conversations that are of some substance, following this austerity of speech, or it has to be Krishna Katha. Then how safe would I be not entangled in the modes if I'm using my power of speech just for this, either Krishna Katha or a speech that follows these instructions from Gita? Then it would be very safe. Otherwise, it would be like the toads croaking, inviting the snake. Right? The Bhagavatam says, the life air is wasted, and I'm unnecessarily buying problems, getting into the complexities. But if only I'm mindful of how this speech needs to be utilized, then there will be a less of sound pollution, and it'll be peaceful for me too. Those are reflections for myself, Prabhu. Thank you all. I'll let you go. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's a wonderful reflection, really, I would say. Because that constant reminder is needed for us, even though, like you were saying, that we have so many things with us, but still, why we don't do it? So that reminder is always required, and also association of devotees, and with their association discussing about Krishna, that is, I think, will help us go there. But that's a work in progress, as I was mentioning. But by practice only it will happen, as Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, also in the 6th chapter. As you were mentioning about that verse, I remember that verse, Anadvega Karang Vakyam Satyam Prehicham Sayat. Swadhyaya, as that was, I don't remember the second line now, but that is what
Saumyam.
Saumyam.
Right.
Swadhyaya Saumyam. Vangmayam Tapa Uchyate. Something like that.
Right.
So any other questions, any realizations?
Prabhu, sorry, could you retell the reference of this shloka a little bit again, one more time? I didn't understand that.
Reference means the previous reference or the later reference?
Previous, like how it's, yeah, the previous side of.
Previous reference is what happened is Parikshit, when in this particular chapter, first it describes about Parikshit Maharaj's birth and his marriage and other things, and then it also describes an incident where Kali was there, and it was doing some atrocities on Dharma the bull. Actually, this is later on we'll know exactly who that was, but it was from the cow community, you can say that way. So the Kali came in the form of a Shudra dressed as a king, and he was doing that. So Parikshit Maharaj punished him, but he did not kill him. Normally, if some atrocities is done towards the cows, they have to be protected according to the dharmic principles. So he should be killed. But why he was not killed is what being asked by Shaunak Rishi, who is one of the rishis there in Naimisharanya, asking question to Sutta Goswami, and Sutta Goswami is explaining to these rishis. But this original conversation is happening between Parikshit Maharaj um, and Shukadev Goswami. So now he's asking Sutta Goswami about these questions, and the reference came because Hida says, "Please tell me why this happened, and if this has happened, it has something to do with Krishna's, like any connection with Krishna. Please tell us. Otherwise, don't tell us, because anything you tell besides that is not what a devotee wants. He wants always those topics which are related to Krishna, because they always want to lick the lotus feet of the Lord." So that is the reference from where it goes. And when I go to the next one, is where it says that how we can have to live forever without changing their material body. If you call Yamaraj directly to the assembly, so then he is also happy with Krishna Katha, and you will have the body eternally. So they have called Yamraj to listen to Srimad Bhagavatam. So that is what here.
Okay, yes. Thank you, Prabhu. Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, one question, follow up on this one. When they say that like Kali as a king or Dharma as a bull, what does it mean actually?
Oh, what does it mean? This is a symbolic representation of, because this is Kali Yuga, so there is some kind of changes which happens because there is a natural chakra, means or the course of things that happen. So in Kali Yuga, like this is a representation, I would say, of what is going to happen, because Dharma the bull has like 4 different legs, and 3 of the legs have gone. So we can discuss that on a later topic, but what I mean to say, these are symbolic representations of the qualities of the yuga, and how it is progressing. So Kali coming as a form of a Shudra, because if you would try to realize that in Parikshit Maharaj's kingdom, all the religious things are followed. So there is no way Kali can enter. So he would need a permission, but he tried to enter in a means tried to do something which is against the religious principles. So he was punished. But I don't know if this is not directly answering your question. So I can maybe Ujjwala Mataji can add here. What is that?
So Prabhu, what I was trying to say is that, like, so you said it's a symbolic representation. So that did not happen actually. Like
It happened actually. No, I'm saying that when we try to explain it later on, the explanations will come. That when in the story it is, there is this cow or a bull which was attacked by a Shudra. Only that definition is there. What I am talking about is Kali, and so normally a Shudra, whoever it is, if he is torturing a cow or family of, he should be killed actually. He has already broken 3 legs. So that is what it is. The symbolism will come later on in description, but when this was discussed, it told that the valiant Parikshit once punished Kali, a Shudra. The Kali is mentioned by there, but it is a Shudra who is killing that. So why there is a discrepancy there? So that is what answers that. But that's a good question. If Ujjwala Mataji have any other insights into that.
I think Mataji's question, I guess it was answered, right? Mataji, it actually happened. Not just that it was a metaphorical
Yeah,
language used, but that actually happened. And there is also explanation given. See, for example, Kurukshetra war actually happened. And also a meaning of what Kurukshetra is, what does the Pandavas represent. That meaning, that explanation is also there, but it actually happened. Same is the case here. This event actually happened, but it is also explained in terms of bull being a dharma, religion, and religion can be upheld with 4 pillars.
Mhm.
That's why 4 legs of dharma. The explanation goes in that way. But to answer your question, it actually happened.
Mataji, my original question was that what does it mean, a dharma being a bull? Like it just happened, okay, there was a bull and there was a Shudra who, who tried to kill the bull. And then we are explaining it as Shudra and dharma. Or it's, something like a dharma came as a bull. So that is what I'm trying to ask.
Right. Yeah, here dharma came as a bull. Did dharma come as a bull or bull being represented for dharma? That it could, I have heard both of those things, but the essence of it is cow and bull. They are generally cow for the sacredness and bull for the religion. These bull represents a religion, and the religion, as I just mentioned, religion is maintained, upheld by 4 pillars: the austerity, cleanliness, truthfulness, and kindness. And that's why the 4 regulative principles that we have, the devotees are also linked with this. So these 4 pillars of religion are represented as 4 legs of bull. Okay, and Kali is represented as a king here because in the 4 yugas, each yuga is predominated, ruled by a person. So Kali is ruled by this personality Kali. In that way, Kali is represented as a prince, and Dharma as the bull with the 4 pillars: austerity, cleanliness, truthfulness, and kindness. So those are the 2 personalities: bull with the 4 legs and Kali as a king.
Okay, Mataji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. So this pastimes is just start of the Kali Yuga, Mataji, or is it Parikshit Maharaj, everything?
Yeah, it is the beginning of Kali Yuga. Kali is starting. So that's why the Kali's entrance is coming here. So yeah, it's like in the twilight time when there is a transition from one yuga, Dwapar Yuga, to the Kali Yuga. It is happening in that time, but Kali Yuga is going to start soon.
Like the Sandhya
Yeah.
of the yugas, right? The twilight time. Yeah.
Okay.
In the very start, it is said that Kali entered soon after Lord Krishna left the planet. It entered by that time, but it was making itself tangible by this time. It is kind of coming as the Pandavas are leaving, as Parikshit is leaving. Yeah.
As long as Parikshit is there, it's difficult for it to. So then there was another thing happened, which we'll read later on. So that Parikshit Maharaj got the curse and all those things. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you so much. So there are no other questions. So we would take your blessings, and I would take personally your blessings, and Srimad
Please
Bhagavatam.
share with us. We are here for the same.
Definitely. If
Yes.
I would definitely share with full hands. Um, Srimad Bhagavatam